Okay, so Tottenham Hotspur looking for a new manager. There's also plenty of movement activity in the transfer market with that first bonus transfer window closing on Tuesday. Mark McAdam is back, and we've got some new news regarding a potential incoming for Arsenal.
Yeah, huge news for Arsenal fans.
Rodrygo Goes has officially cleared his medical ahead of a blockbuster move to Arsenal, and the news has sent shockwaves through both North London and the wider footballing world. For weeks, speculation had swirled about the Brazilian winger's future, with whispers of Arsenal making significant progress behind the scenes to land one of Real Madrid's brightest attacking stars. Now, with the medical examinations completed successfully, the Gunners are only a step away from sealing a transfer that could go down as one of the most defining in recent Premier League history. When a player of Rodrygo's stature and reputation undergoes a medical, there are often nerves within the fan base and executives alike, given how many high-profile deals in the past have stumbled at the final hurdle due to medical concerns. However, Arsenal's doctors at London Colney have signed off on his condition, leaving Edu Gasper, Mikel Arteta, and the board confident that their marquee summer signing will soon be unveiled to the Emirates faithful. Rodrygo's medical clearance marks the culmination of a transfer chase that has dominated headlines for much of the summer. Arsenal, who have been actively seeking to bolster their attacking options, identified Rodrygo early on as the ideal player to bring balance and cutting edge to the forward line. His ability to play on either wing, drift centrally, and combine with midfielders in tight spaces makes him a player tailor-made for Arteta's system. The manager has often stressed the importance of versatility, intelligence, and technical brilliance, and Rodrygo brings all of that in abundance. For Real Madrid, the decision to part ways with the Brazilian was far from easy, but the arrival of younger talents and their long-term planning under Florentino Perez opened the door for Arsenal to swoop in with an offer too good to refuse. With the medical hurdle now cleared, the anticipation has shifted towards the official announcement, which is expected to be made imminently, accompanied by the iconic photos of Rodrygo holding the Arsenal shirt for the first time. The importance of this transfer for Arsenal cannot be overstated. Over the past few seasons, Arteta and Edu have carefully rebuilt the squad, focusing on a blend of young stars and proven quality. The signing of Rodrygo signals not only ambition but also the club's readiness to compete at the very highest level both domestically and in Europe. Arsenal have long been admired for their history of flair players, from Thierry Henry to Robert Pires to Alexis Sanchez, and Rodrygo now looks set to join that illustrious list. His pace, dribbling, and vision will add a new dimension to an Arsenal attack already featuring Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus. The thought of Rodrygo combining with Saka on the opposite flank is enough to make defenders across the Premier League shiver. Passing a medical is the seal of approval that the club needed to move forward with confidence, ensuring that the player is fit, free from lingering injuries, and capable of contributing immediately once the season kicks off. Behind the scenes, Rodrygo's medical was handled with utmost professionalism, with Arsenal's medical team putting him through a rigorous set of physical and cardiovascular tests. Given the intensity of English football, the medical is never a formality, as the demands of the Premier League differ significantly from those of La Liga. Arsenal have learned from past experiences where players arriving with hidden injury concerns have struggled to adapt, and thus, the clearance of Rodrygo is not just a box-ticking exercise but a genuine reassurance that he is fully ready for the challenges ahead. Sources close to the club have indicated that the Brazilian was calm, composed, and excited throughout the process, smiling often and exchanging words with the staff, which further highlights his enthusiasm about embarking on this new chapter in his career. For a player still just 23 years old, the move represents both a fresh start and an opportunity to establish himself as one of the best in the world under a manager known for developing young talents into global superstars. The timing of this development also plays perfectly into Arsenal's preparations for the new campaign. With the season just around the corner, Arteta is eager to have his new signing integrated into the squad as quickly as possible. Pre-season training sessions have already been meticulously planned to accommodate Rodrygo, and his arrival will allow him to build chemistry with his teammates both on and off the pitch. Players like Martin Ødegaard, who also has a history with Real Madrid, are expected to play an important role in helping him settle in North London. Ødegaard's leadership, combined with the Brazilian contingent of Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Martinelli, provides Rodrygo with a ready-made support system within the squad. Passing his medical not only makes the transfer official but also accelerates his integration process, giving Arteta more tactical options and greater flexibility in attack. Arsenal's opponents will now have to prepare for the threat of a front line that is brimming with pace, skill, and unpredictability. Rodrygo's journey to this point has been nothing short of remarkable. Having joined Real Madrid from Santos at a young age, he quickly rose to prominence as one of the most exciting talents in world football. His Champions League heroics, particularly in the 2021-22 season where he produced clutch goals to help Madrid reach the final, cemented his reputation as a player for the big occasion. However, despite his contributions, the intense competition for places at Madrid meant he never truly became an undisputed starter. With stars like Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, and Kylian Mbappé arriving, the pathway for Rodrygo to be the main man at the Bernabeu seemed increasingly narrow. Arsenal's project offers him that opportunity to be at the heart of a team's plans, to play consistently, and to be trusted as a difference maker week in, week out. For a player of his age and talent, this move represents the perfect environment to elevate his game to even greater heights. The reaction from Arsenal fans to the medical clearance has been overwhelming. Social media platforms have been flooded with excitement, memes, and edited images of Rodrygo in the famous red and white shirt. Supporters, who have long craved a statement signing of this magnitude, see this as the moment Arsenal firmly announce themselves as genuine contenders for the Premier League title. The Emirates Stadium, already known for its electrifying atmosphere, is expected to reach new heights once Rodrygo makes his debut. Season ticket holders are eagerly awaiting the official unveiling, while shirt sales are expected to skyrocket the moment his squad number is confirmed. Arsenal's commercial department is already preparing for the surge in demand, recognizing the global pull Rodrygo brings, especially among fans in Brazil and across South America. His signing not only strengthens the squad but also enhances the club's brand on the international stage, aligning with Arsenal's broader strategy of expanding its reach globally. There is also an undeniable symbolic element to this transfer. For years, Arsenal were criticized for failing to compete for the very best talents, often losing out to rivals due to financial constraints or lack of ambition. Now, with Rodrygo's arrival imminent after clearing his medical, the narrative has changed. Arsenal are no longer the hunters but the hunted, showing they have the financial muscle, the project, and the appeal to lure elite players from the biggest clubs in the world. Arteta and EDU's vision has been vindicated, as they have consistently argued that Arsenal's rise is not temporary but part of a long-term plan to restore the club's place among Europe's elite. Rodrygo's decision to join Arsenal, despite being a key figure at Real Madrid, is perhaps the clearest endorsement yet of the project. It demonstrates that top players see Arsenal as a destination where they can achieve greatness, win trophies, and be part of something historic. Clearing a medical is often seen as a routine step, but in the context of this transfer, it carries enormous weight. It transforms speculation into certainty, turning dreams into reality. For Rodrygo, it means he can now focus entirely on football, free from the distractions of negotiations and rumors. For Arsenal, it means they can now unveil their star signing with confidence, knowing he is fit and ready. And for the fans, it means the wait is almost over. The moment they've been longing for is finally at hand. In just a matter of days, Rodrygo Goes will be standing inside the Emirates stadium, greeted by thousands of supporters, as he takes his first steps into a new chapter of his career. The road to this point has been long and filled with anticipation, but with the medical now successfully cleared, the stage is set. Arsenal have secured not just a player, but a symbol of their ambition, their resurgence, and their hunger for success. Rodrygo's story at Arsenal is only just beginning, but if his journey so far is anything to go by, it promises to be a thrilling ride filled with moments that will live long in the memory of fans. The clearance of his medical is more than just a technicality. It is the green light for a future brimming with hope, excitement, and the tantalizing possibility of glory.